Hi, I'm Melissa, your Galactic Soul artist, and I want to talk about orbs. And I've wanted to talk about this subject for quite some time because I had an experience that I have not heard anyone else talk about before. And I didn't really have a way to draw what happened to me, which is always my first go to. Because what happened was in 3D, and there's just not a way for me to draw it. And it wasn't until this past week that I realized I actually had something I could demonstrate with. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm an artist, and so I do a lot of experimental things. And I get ideas in my head about things I want to build and things I want to design and things I want to see out in the world. And what I'm going to show you later on is something that I made years ago, probably 15 years ago, when I was making a lot of paper mache and I wasn't painting as much. So here's my story. It was last fall, the fall of 2022 or 2023, and I was taking a nap. I woke up from a nap. I was on my right side. And you know that wonderful feeling when you wake up from a nap and you haven't opened your eyes yet and you're just kind of getting into how that feels. I opened my eyes just slightly, and a foot in front of me, I mean not more than a foot in front of me, could have even been closer, was an orb. And when I say orb, I don't mean the little fuzzy ball of light that you see that passes through rooms. And this was a full-on 3D orb. It was spherical. Okay? It's probably about 5 inches in diameter. And it was pulsating. Okay? And so what I'm going to show you is something that I made years ago, as I mentioned before. And the idea behind this was I wanted to make little metal spheres without welding or maybe soldering, but I wasn't sold on any of that. And so I took and made a paper mache ball, or what I would use as paper mache later on. It's just newsprint and tape wrapped around it into a sphere shape. And then I started to wrap wire around it. And the idea was that once I got the wire where I wanted it, I would set this on fire, set the paper on fire, it would burn away, and it was probably kind of discolor the metal a little bit, and then I could fill it with things if I wanted to, or hang it from the ceiling, or whatever I chose to do with it. Well, I never did anything with it. But this is what this sphere looked like. Very similar to this. It was pulsating. It had beautiful light in it. Just beautiful white and gold light. Flecks of color. Blues and pinks and purples. And it just moved and had such presence. And it had some, what I would call like a vein, but it really wasn't a vein. It was some an energy stream that was running out of it and around it and through it. And it was there for probably 15 seconds maybe, not quite 30 seconds. It was around 15 seconds. And then I blinked and it was gone. Gone. I was so upset. I don't know what it was. At first I thought, is this my soul? Have I not come back into my body yet? And is this what I look like? Is this what my galactic family looks like? What is this? I don't know. I've never gotten any answers about that, except that I've had people say that it was probably galactic family, but I don't know that for sure. I want it to come back. I want it to come back and hang out. It can hang out with me all day long. I'd love it. Has anyone else seen orbs like this? I'd love to know. Just leave me a comment below this video. I'd love to talk to you about it. Yeah, that's my orb story. I've got other stories about light. I've had a lot of experiences with light. Not necessarily light beings. I guess they are light beings, actually. When I think of light beings, I always think of a human figure that's light. But it doesn't have to be that. It could be anything. So that's my orb story. Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.